truly, no one ever became great by things being easy for them.
Welcome to the Few Will Hunt Show.
What's going on, Eagles? I'm Joey. I'm here with Drew. We're co-founders of Few Will Hunt, and this is the Few Will Hunt Show. On this show, we do three things. We help you strengthen your brain, your body, and your business. Why those three things? Because those three things lead to a strong self. And a strong self is the building block to a strong society. And we need a strong society to complete our mission, right? Our mission of restoring the dignity of hard work. So I went into a whole soliloquy. I didn't even ask how you're feeling. I just got fired up. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Happy to be here.
Okay.
I like the edits made to the intro. It's like,
I mean, look, I'm trying to do my best. You know what I'm saying? You got to give the people some context as to what we're doing here, right?
I'm here for it.
So talking about context, today we're going to go through another rule of the few. Number four, which is prefer pain, right? Before we get into that, let me ask you a question. Do you feel, putting you on the spot again, do you feel, this is an easy one, don't worry. Do you feel that the world is softer? Society is softer than it used to be as compared to when you were a younger man?
100%. When I was a younger man, I don't know, maybe when my parents were younger.
Sure.
But we've just, like we've said before, turned into a microwave society. You press a button and things are there. You press a button, food's at your door. You press a button, your favorite show's on TV. Even talking about TV, watching TV, right? You used to have to sit through commercials. You don't have that anymore.
That's actually a really good example. Yeah, microwave society is my thing, and with the advent of the microwave, people think that they can microwave their results, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that what that's done is it's weakened us. It's softened us as a society. What I see happening is people specifically escaping effort instead of embracing effort, right? Mm-hmm. And that, I think, is what's leading to the softening society. Now, we know that there's people on the scene, and we call them the few, that do the hard work in this soft society, right? And that's a perfect segue, I think, into rule number 4, which is prefer pain. This is probably the rule of the few that is our most loved, but also our most hated. Most loved by the few, most hated by the non-few, right?
Wildly misperceived. It's very misunderstood rule.
Why do you think that is? I have a thought on it, but I want to hear yours first.
I feel like people just take things nowadays at face value, right? Mm-hmm. Without hearing the context, comfort is a slow death, prefer pain. You really don't understand the true meaning of prefer pain.
Sure. I agree. I think it's misunderstood. I think it's deemed as polarizing, right? Because of the strength of the statement, prefer pain. Here's what I find interesting about it. Everybody, you, me, everybody, we're walking around on a daily basis, and we have somebody inside of us, our inner critic, that's talking to us in a manner that is much stronger and way worse than a statement like prefer pain. You're an idiot. You don't look great in that. You're not going to succeed at this. You're fat. You'll never have those muscles. Pick a statement that you're, right?
Mine just constantly tells me I'm a soft bitch.
Right. Okay, there you go. So what I find interesting is, right, that most people, the few get it, but most people don't make the connection between you need a strong statement like prefer pain to overcome that strong inner voice that's telling you that you can, right? Mm-hmm. And then, we'll get into the meanings of prefer pain. I don't want to spoil it for everybody, but for me, I look at pain as the pathway to progress, the pathway to power. So I need a statement like prefer pain that's strong enough to kill that inner bitch, right? That inner critic, so that I can progress and become more powerful, right? But let me do this first. I'm going to read the rule verbatim, Okay. Then we'll talk a little bit about what
Get me
preferred
gassed
pain.
up. Get me gassed up.
Right. Then we'll talk about what preferred pain means to each of us. And then we'll get into a tool for the rule.
Put your new glasses on, dude.
Yeah,
they
you
are.
see that? You see them?
You look
Okay.
astute.
I don't know if I should, I don't want to, listen, I don't know if I should tell the whole story, but I was rocking, here's just the quick story. I was rocking eyeglasses from a local optometrist, and they were children's glasses, specifically girls' glasses, young girls' glasses, and they were black and they had rhinestones on the side of them. I broke my previous glasses. They're the only frames they had available that my lenses would fit in. So I was wearing them for like, it was a long time.
It's painful.
Yeah, it was probably like a couple months.
Prefer pain.
But yeah, exactly. But here I am. I have new spectacles, and I appreciate the compliment. All right, let's get back on track. All right, so I'm going to read rule number 4 of the rules of the few, which is prefer pain. Prefer pain. Comfort is a slow death. Your pain is the seed of your power. Check out of your comfort in and live on your bleeding edge. You have pain from your past. You have pain in your present. Do not bury it. Plant it. Your pain has its purpose. Pain carves pathways inside of you so your power can grow and flow through you. Lean into your discomfort and process your pain. Learn from your mistakes and make them your progress. Lead yourself to growth and prompt others to follow. So that's the rule in its entirety. There's a lot going on there, pretty powerful stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So the first question that I want to ask, and again, we don't go over these questions before the show, so this is like, all on the spot. So I appreciate you allowing me to put you on the spot. What does prefer pain mean to you?
When you first said the statement, comfort is a slow death, to me, I felt like that spoke to me maybe a little bit more than prefer pain at the beginning. Mm-hmm. But if you want to take it, like, put them all as one big encompassing statement, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's okay for things to be hard. Truly, no one ever became great by things being easy for them. Like, broke breeds beasts, as we say. Like, when my son says to me, like, Dad, this is hard, I'm like, okay, hard is good. Easy never pays well, right? So when things, even when I'm at my lowest, when things are the hardest, when I feel like truly giving up, I think to myself, like, this is good for me. I'm getting stronger. Like, you go to the gym to break down your muscles and put yourself through pain to get stronger. That's the easiest metaphor I can give to anyone to explain this rule.
Yep. Yeah, I would agree with all the above. I think that there's so many more, and we'll get into this, at least from my answer for the tool for the rule towards the end of the show here. But there are other things that you're probably doing throughout your day that allow you to think that way, right? To be able to reframe your pain, right? And see it for what it really is, instead of just discomfort, inconvenience, trauma, wounds, right? Right. Yep. So there's some things, and we'll probably get into a tool for the rule there. I agree with everything that you said. To me, prefer pain, no surprise, like the meaning of it lines up with the rule, since I wrote the rule, a bit ago. But I really see pain as the seed of your power, right? When you think of nature, right? Cocoons, seeds that germinate, you know what I mean? There's breaking, there's bending to bear power, new life, right? So for me, pain is really the seed for your power. I like to think of it as a seed that you plant. You don't bury. People bury their pain. They put it away, they lock it away, they never use it as a tool. And that inevitably causes them to be the walking wounded, right?
Yeah, that's well said.
Because the way I look at it is, we're all going to experience pain. voluntarily and involuntarily, but let's just talk about involuntarily. We are all going to experience pain. You have it, I have it. From when we were little tykes all the way to when we're grown men, there's difficulty and discomfort in our day-to-day. You have two choices when confronted with pain. You can become the walking wounded, right? Or you can become the working wise, right? Someone that works through their pain and derives wisdom from it that they can share with others to help them heal and work hard to overcome their pain. Or the former is the walking wounded, and that is somebody that goes through life with buried pain, not planted pain, right? And just bleeds all over everyone around them, inevitably causing the same pain that they buried away in other people's lives, hurting others. They say hurt people hurt people. I think what it is it's buried pain. That's what it is. And when you're the walking wounded, you're just bleeding on people that didn't cut you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I have that metaphor of the seed, right? So when you plant your pain, right, and that seed busts open, right, and the sapling comes out, it cuts and carves through the soil, right, until it breaks ground and reaches the light, reaching up for the light, out of the darkness and into the light. And that's one of the reasons why you see, the rose appear in many of our designs, because I look at it like as a wild rose. You know what I mean? The beautiful thing about it, I think, is that once you allow that pain to carve through you, just as the seed and the sapling carve through the soil, once you break through that soil, you're a beautiful rose. And that's an inspiration to other people. Like they see that, they're like, just like bees pollinate those roses, right? And to create more roses, seeds, and then create more roses. You're an example of healed pain through hard work, and you're an inspiration to others.
Yep.
So when somebody hits us with the prefer pain, so this is an interpretation of a critic. I don't. It's probably a bad one, right? When somebody hits us with the prefer pain, like so alpha, like just go in the gym, run through a brick wall. It's not about that.
No.
It's not about battering yourself. It's about bettering yourself, and it's been that way since day one. And one of the ills of society right now is people don't read and they don't have time for context. They want everything in 3 seconds. So when they read prefer pain, they immediately judge it, instead of stopping and saying, hey, wait, I've got pain too. Oh, this is a way for me to reframe my pain so I can heal myself and help others heal themselves. So long-winded answer, but that's what goes through my mind when I hear prefer pain. Prefer pain wasn't originally on the painting, if you remember.
Yeah.
It just said comfort is a slow death, and it had a hole at the bottom.
Yeah.
Right? Remember that?
Yeah.
You remember that? I sketched it. Vince drew it, and then there was just this hole at the bottom of the badge, and I was like, prefer pain, fucking boom, right there.
Yeah.
And I remember us thinking, it's a little loud.
It's too much.
It's a little loud.
Yeah.
But now in hindsight, how many people has it inspired?
Yeah, we got people with that tattoo, just prefer pain tattooed on them, when we thought the true message of the shirt was comfort is a slow death.
Exactly.
When realistically,
tattooed on. Not tattooed on their back that's covered by a shirt. We're talking about tattooed on the neck, the hands.
The one I'm thinking of is right on the thumb.
Neck, hands is a powerful statement. Is a very, very powerful statement. So let's talk about tool for the rule. So that's the traditional format here of the rules of the few episodes. So we talk a little bit about the rule, and then we talk about a tool for the rule, which is a practical way that you can live this rule in your daily life as the few. So what is your tool for the rule? Prefer pain.
I'm nervous for what your tool is. I feel like it might be a step up from mine, but I like to personally start my day with something hard. So I have my morning routine that we talked about on our friend Michael Chernow's podcast. But at the end of it, I either get a strictly cold shower or do an ice bath or a face dunk.
Okay.
Because I tell myself personally that if I can't withstand a 5-minute cold plunge or a 5-minute cold shower, then what else can I not overcome in life, right? So if I tactfully replace these hard things throughout my day, and especially starting my day with something hard like a cold shower, ice bath, then the rest of my day and the rest of my life could potentially be easy. And I'll be that much more primed to overcome.
And you're confident.
Yeah.
You've already done something hard, something you didn't want to do. You've already done it.
Yeah.
So when the next one comes around, there's no warm up, there's no doubt. You know, you're much more confident. Like, I've seen something like this before and I did it and I survived. So I'm going to do the same here. Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. So we don't go over our tools for the rule before the show. My tool for the rule is similar to yours, a tad bit expanded.
I thought you were going to say something like, I walk to work. Like,
look, you know some crazy shit I do. Yeah. I don't. We're really early into the show, man. I don't know if I can really get into all the crazy shit, but no. It's this is more of a process. I think a daily process that includes doing at least one hard thing. So recently, I think it was Joe Rogan. Well, actually, maybe Tim posted it. Tim Kennedy posted a reel of Joe Rogan. Did you see that?
Yeah, where he said like,
he asked him like, I think he asked him like,
what would you like to surround yourself with? And he said like, I'm like people that are doing hard shit, like taking care of themselves.
Yeah, similar to that. I think it was the question was something around along the lines of like, what are the three things that someone can do to take control of, right? Yeah. So my tool for the rule is coincidentally somewhat similar to what Joe had mentioned. Joe and Tim, both members of the community, both in the few, just as an aside. Remember how pumped we were when Joe Rogan followed us on Instagram?
Yeah,
that was like that was wild.
Almost like when Tim Kennedy showed up wearing a few hundred on Nick Bear's podcast.
Yeah. So my tool for the rule is coincidentally somewhat similar to what Joe said, and it's a daily process, a daily framework that I think everybody should do, and there's pain built in, right? So the first thing is, number one, take control of your health, and that's just not your physical health; it's also your mental health. So take control of what enters your eyes, what enters your ears, and what enters your mouth, right? Inevitably throughout the day, doing one of those three things is going to be somewhat inconvenient, uncomfortable, maybe downright painful. Sticking to a nutrition plan, right? Not doom scrolling, death scrolling on social media, right? Listening before you speak, not trying to be right in an argument, very uncomfortable sometimes, right? So that's the first component of it. Take control of your health by controlling what goes into your eyes, goes into your ears, what goes into your mouth. Second part, similar to what you said, do one hard thing. Cold shower, ice plunge, train, don't mail it in, actually make it, right? Don't mail it in, make the effort. So that lines up there. And then the last thing of the little mini framework for your day would be do one thing in service to another, in service to someone else. And again, that could be staying late at the office to help somebody with a project. That could be doing some extra housework at home to alleviate it from your husband or wife. You know what I mean? It could be a number of things, but do something in service to others. I think that if you live your daily life with those three things, there's pain built in. Like you're preferring pain because you're not going to want to do one of those three things every day. Your mind's going to be in a different spot. You're going to be busy, right? You're going to have an empty cup that you can't pour from. Like maybe you don't want to train. You didn't sleep well. Like there's pain built in.
Do it anyway.
Right. There's pain built into those three things.
I do have one more thing to add to those points. There is a way to prefer pain in doing things that you have to do, but you don't want to do. So little things, right? Like making a hard phone call or checking your bank account in the morning when you know it might not look the way you want it to. Just following, like you said, the nutrition plan, eating things that you don't necessarily enjoy eating, but they will help you get to better health. Yep,
I would agree 100%. The thing with avoiding the pain, the discomfort, the inconvenience, all of that is, we know what it births. It births anxiety. You know, it births another monster under the bed that's just waiting to get you at some point. But confronting it head on and preferring pain and leaning into action is the way to ensure that there's no monsters under the bed.
Yep.
You know?
Prefer pain. Make that phone call.
Yep.
Do that workout. Eat that broccoli.
Yeah, there you go. Let's talk about, you've inspired me. There's one other thing that I want to add about hard things. Okay. Do you, I'll open it up as a question to you. Do you think that people compare themselves and the hard things they do to the hard things that they see other people do, specifically on social media? Does comparison go on with doing hard things? So for example, if I have the desire to do the hard thing that is running 5 miles a day, I'm going to follow people on social that I know have that habit already. And those people may be running 10 miles a day. And immediately I start comparing myself and where I'm at to the hard thing that they're doing. And I get discouraged because I've never run more than around the block, say.
Yeah.
And then I end up not doing the hard thing because of this comparison game. Do you think that happens?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, if the problem with social media, I mean, social media has done a lot of great things, but it has a lot of people only posting their highlight reels and the best parts of their lives. When realistically, we all have pain. We all have a lot of shit we're going through. We all have things we're holding on to that we're not posting on social media. Like, I'm not going to post that my sleepless nights on social media, right? We've glorified the wins, and we also get caught up comparing our day one to someone else's third year, fifth, you know what I mean? Like, so the moment you stop, and I did this, just stop concerning yourself with other people in general, let alone comparing yourself, is a truly freeing moment for anyone.
I agree. Preferring, having the desire to prefer pain and do hard things, you have to, like you said, consider your day one, and consider the fact that the person that's already doing the hard thing you want to do might be at day 1,000, right? So when you said, like, prefer pain, like, make the call, do the thing, I think that the statement is strong to kick your ass into action, but don't batter yourself. Just work on bettering yourself. So maybe if that's your goal to run 5 miles a day, if you know you can only run in the morning, right, before work, and getting up early is a hard thing for you, then your hard thing isn't running 5 miles a day. Your hard thing is waking up in enough time to do a 5 mile run before work. And you need to do that one thing, your day one, for, I don't know, weeks. Some evidence suggests 30 days. Some evidence suggests 90 days. I don't know. But you have to do that for weeks before you can get on to the hard, because that's the hard thing that's in your way, the hard thing that you want. I really feel like when it comes down to doing hard things, like, comparison is a big blocker for people.
There's a
big blocker.
There's a big metaphor for jiu-jitsu here too. Like, we get caught up in the belts and you think, like, oh, I'm a blue belt, I should be as good as this blue belt, when realistically you're not, one, on the same training schedule, you're not built the same, you're not working out the same, you're not eating the same
factors.
You didn't have the same past 20 years as that person.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
But the belt levels have also made that hard to look past.
Yeah. I agree. All right, man. Anything else to add on prefer pain? I mean, by the time this episode dropped, we've already released our limited, our special edition limited release of the pain tee. The pain tee has unified our community more than any other message or gear that we've put out.
Don't overlook the I just put up a story of the paintball shorts.
Oh yeah, paintball shirts, paintball shorts.
Yeah.
You know, like as you can see,
I know the more
It's
plain, the better.
yeah. It's all black everything, and it's just understated. But yeah, oh, absolutely, absolutely. So one thing that I want to leave our Eagles with, leave the community with, is an ask. If this show inspired you to grow, share the show. Welcome a friend into our community, into the few. Help them strengthen themselves so that we can strengthen society and complete our mission of restoring the dignity of hard work. And one other thing, always remember, always choose effort over entitlement. Always choose hard work over handouts. No one owns you. No one owes you. You're one of the few. Now let's hunt.
Let's get it.